I'm Savannah, this is Cleaver Cooking, and today we are making Huevos Rotos, which is a dish from Spain, and it's amazing. It just, every time I have it, it's like I'm somehow having a bad day, and it fixes everything. It makes it so much better. So you need some potatoes and eggs. Huevos Rotos translates to broken egg. And let's just get started here. First off, I'm just gonna mandolin some potatoes. I like to use little fingerlings because they're in season right now, and also, then you get these like beautiful little medallions and everyone just goes wild about them. It looks so fancy. So instead of like trying to get these little nubbins off on here, we're just gonna take off the ends. Mandolins are fucking dangerous. This is one of the main items that people hurt themselves on in kitchens. And it's not because they're stupid, it's just because you get too comfortable with it. And then all of a sudden, shink, you're going to urgent care. There's blood in whatever it was you were working on, and you gotta start over. So you just take it and you just do a little test run here. It's maybe a little bit thin. That's good. We want it to be about the size of a nickel. Just slice them up. Should I keep going? No, not worth it. Not worth your finger. I wonder if these purple ones are gonna just like die and make everything look weird and funky for the photo. It's difficult to say, it could happen. It's like, we're not gonna use that one. I might do some questionable things sometimes, but eating a potato off of your foot is not one of them. That's gross. Ain't that a beauty? Okay, let's get your pan hot here. And just go ahead and put your little potatoes in. This is probably like half pound of potatoes. I'm making this for 2 people because that's what I'm doing. This is, well, it's maybe a lot of potatoes. That's plenty. We use this for something else. And we're just gonna, if you're not cooking them right away, put them in cold water. Like get them covered so that they don't start to oxidize. Now as this is heating up, we're just gonna cover these with water. Just barely cover them. Somehow they're still not covered. That will do. To that, go ahead and immediately add a good bit of salt. So we want the potatoes to kind of absorb this while they're cooking, yeah? And then this is like the foundation of Huevos Rotos. Some good Spanish paprika. Just enough to like kind of cover the top. A little cayenne, however much you like. Bring that up to a boil. Good, okay, once it's at a boil, you get your lid. Cover, turn down to a simmer, all the way down. Check it, sometimes it likes to boil over. And now we're just gonna let these sit here and cook for like 6 minutes, and then we'll check them. The idea is that the potatoes are going to absorb all of the water, right? And cook away before we add our eggs to it. And this is always a bit tricky because you can either overwhelm it with water, cover it too much, and the potatoes get tender, and then you got a shitload of extra water, and you gotta strain it off, and it's really irritating. Or you can put not enough water in there, then you have to keep adding water and bringing it back to a boil because that cools it down. These are just like the conversations that go on in my head when I'm cooking something like this. So we'll see what happens. Alternatively, if I was cooking this to order on the line, what we would probably do is like gently simmer or roast the potatoes ahead of time, which is also, if you tend to hurt yourself on a mandolin, or you just got a knife in your house, if you cook them ahead of time, you're gonna be able to slice them a lot easier. And then you could just go right into the next step after this. Think of that. Okay, it's been some amount of minutes and we're gonna check with our potatoes. Ooh, look at that. Set that all the way over there. So, you can see how the water's getting kind of starchy, which is excellent here. And wow, the purple hasn't even dyed the yellow potatoes. It's a miracle. So we're just gonna pull one of these out here and check and see how close to done it is. Cut right in half with a little wooden spoon. That is getting really, ooh. That's like nearly done, which is excellent. So what we're gonna do now is take the lid off, because if we just leave the lid on and continue to cook it to death, that's not gonna be great. So I'm gonna crank the heat up here so we can evaporate some of this water off. We'll see how it goes. You don't wanna do it too rough, because then you might break apart your beautiful little medallion potatoes. We could also strain the water out, but that's like, then I feel like I haven't, it just isn't complete, you know? Maybe you don't know. I don't even know. But we're just gonna sit here and watch these potatoes and see what the fuck happens. Now, you know what? Let's see, how much water do we have in here? Oh, it's so challenging. Because you see how you can see the bubbles here? There's not like a ton of standing water, which means it's almost gone, but I don't wanna overcook them. And if I pour it into a strainer, we could potentially break some of these potatoes anyways. Fuck it, we're just gonna roll with it and see what happens. Okay, all right, we're getting there. So the solution to this would have been to pull the cover off like a minute earlier than I did so that the water could start evaporating. But I'm not a big fan of like, oh, you need exactly this many minutes. Okay, perfect. So now I'm just gonna shut the heat off for a second, just to let things cool down. While there's still a little bit of liquid left in the bottom, it can still evaporate. Just take a sec, cool off. Everybody take a break. Just gonna let that hang out. Yeah, this is gonna be a sensation. I'm very excited. And also when I tasted, I was checking kind of for salt. It could take maybe just a teensy bit more salt, a little more paprika. We'll get into that in just a second. Yeah, so now we've got gently, barely any liquid left in here. We've cooled it off. The next step is we want to slightly caramelize the potatoes, right? Get a little bit of caramelization in there. Some of these spices, we're gonna add a little bit more, is gonna help with that. Then we're gonna add our eggs. Heat back on. We just want a little simmer here. Let's go ahead. A little paprika. Don't be shy. I like spice. A little cayenne. What else? A little salt. Some fresh cracked pepper. I mean, right here, this, I could just eat this with a freaking spoon. Maybe stir a little butter into it at the end. And we can saute this, I just don't want to break these potatoes. Be kind of gentle, at least not all of them. Okay, good. So now we're starting to see there's pan. When we move them, the water's all cooking away. That's excellent. Let's just let them kind of cook for a sec here. Now what we are gonna do is we're gonna make 4 little nests in here for our eggs. Okay, let's see, that's 1. It can be 2. Let's see. You're gonna be 3, and over here, and don't be afraid to push them to the edges. You know, like get up there, create a little barrier, and then create space. Make space for everyone. No, you're not invited. You go back in there. Okay. A little bit oil. And I'm just gonna shut the heat off for a second. This stove runs super hot. If you've got just like an electric stove or something that puts out normal BTUs, you can probably just turn it down to low. And crack your eggs right into your little nests. Uh-oh. We didn't make quite enough space for this one. We might have shot ourselves in the foot there. Come on, friend. Yes, you can stay there. Excellent. Okay. Bloop. The miracle of the sunny side up egg. So this dish, traditionally, some people would add a little bit more water, bring it up to a simmer, throw a lid on, and you could just steam it. So if you don't care about that like perfect sunny side on the top of it, by all means, throw a cover on it, keep it on low heat. It's gonna steam, it's gonna cloud over the top. The idea with this dish is to have runny eggs though. And what I'm gonna do for this, I wanna do sunny side. So, it's because it's so pretty. The mystery of the sunny side egg. Everyone's issue with it is they always get like the very outer edges of it cooked, and then the little bit of white that's right around the yolk is never quite finished. And the big mysterious secret, you just gotta leave it on really low heat for a long ass time. That's it. That's right, like it's like the yolks are higher than the whites, so they're not gonna cook all the way through, but if you leave it on low heat long enough, the whites will finish. That's it. Let's use some flake salt. A little bit fancy. And now we wait. And see, this is the part where you come in. You can see the bottom's cooking all nice and fine, and I've just kind of been rotating the pan based on so I can get even heat on it. But just leave it alone. Give it more time. All right, so while we're waiting on those to finish up, I'm gonna give you all a little bonus recipe here. We are gonna have a little salad with it, because that's just, you know, it lightens it up. It gives you a little bit of acid with all the like creamy, delicious goodness that's going on over there. So I got some greens, some spinach here. This time we're gonna use for that. I'm just gonna give it a little rough chop. Use parsley, thyme, oregano, whatever you got. Or nothing. Keep it simple. Because you know, it's like you can have your eggs and potatoes however you would like to have your eggs and potatoes. But this way's better. All right, let's give our lemon a little roll here. We're gonna knock off the ends. And let's just, let's give ourselves some wedges here to serve the, serving Huevos Rotos is traditional with a little bit of lemon on the side. Squeeze it on, brightens it up, and oh, so good. So we'll just give ourselves like 2 good wedges for that. And then we'll use this one. It's not gonna go well. I'm shooting Tony's cameras over there. It's not, I wouldn't say it's going well. It's not a total disaster though. We're getting like 60% in there. I am gonna consider that a win. It's just, I already used my lemon juicer and it's in the dishwasher and I really don't wanna wash it. And that's honestly where I'm at. A little bit more. Here's what we're gonna do. Ready? It's gonna run off. Oh, it didn't quite work. It was a really nice thought though. That's enough. Now that we've got lemon juice everywhere, check in, still doing good, still getting close. Get rid of all the, oh fuck. Don't quit on me now. This stove does not like to be on a low heat. It's meant to like roar. Okay, so we got some lemon juice, we got a little oil here. Yeah, that's probably good. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. God, what was I thinking? This is like the worst jar for this job. I'm so committed now. I can't change jars. That's enough. Just don't look at the mess, it's fine. In real life, in a real restaurant, you would have this made ahead of time and I just put it into the salad bowl. It's not the case. All right, shake it up. I'm not trying to do anything complex. We're just trying to get like a little simple lemon dressing. Ooh, that's getting very close. Okay. I'm just gonna dress this. That was like the perfect amount, just slightly heavy. And I'm dressing it now because we're almost ready. You don't want to dress a salad too early. Get it all tossed, get it all coated, probably in a more reasonably sized bowl than this one. You know, the only acceptable places to have little like bullets of dressing on the side of an undressed salad is a sports bar. Other than that, or if you're like in a nice restaurant and you want your dressing on the side, out, everybody out. Don't appreciate a good fat when you see one. Here we go. So we're just gonna plate this up. Check in with your rotos. Not there yet, but we're more done on this side than this side, so we're gonna just adjust the pan again so that it's hotter on that side. We're just gonna jazz this salad up even more, get a little radish. Oh, it's gone. Really, really thin. Not quite, that wasn't good. We're just gonna try again. That's maybe too thick. Try it again. Yeah, that's half a radish. Takes a few tries to get back into the swing of the, there she is. Okay, gently. This one I almost have the mandolin closed and I'm just using pressure to shave it off. Whew, look at that. You go away, you go. Oh, it really wants to be in the salad. Just take a few of these. Scatter them on, and this makes all the difference. You bring this out, you can charge like $3 extra, but it's like, that looks nice. I like it. I don't know if you can hear, but my dog is just snoring in the background. It's so close. It's at the part where everyone's like, oh my God, it has to be done. It's been like 10 minutes. but you still got some of this like gelatinous stuff going on. Leave it alone. Just let it finish. Plus all of the caramelization that's happening on the bottom of this pan right now is just gonna be glorious. All right, it's done. So now what we're gonna do is take some of this thyme, just generously sprinkle that around. And this is very non-traditional also because Spain does not use very much spice, like at all. But we are gonna just put a few chili flakes on top for added oomph. I think so. Ha, now it's time to plate. So we're just gonna come right down here. Oh yes. Oh my God, this looks so good. Loosen up. You really sad to break an egg yolk on the way out the door. That can just stay right there. Ooh, that was a close one. We almost lost the yolk. And see, if it comes apart, you just put it right the fuck back together. That one doesn't look so beautiful, but that's okay. That's for us. What we're even gonna do is just separate this one. Make it even easier. Come on, friend. And then once you've got that whole mess up there on the plate, what you can do is you can take some of your nice medallion potatoes that you've got left and kind of curate the edges here. They're very hot. Side of lemon. Scrape these ones out on the ugly plate. Yeah. Little plate check before it goes out to the dining room, right? All right, y'all, that is Huevos Rotos. If you would like to see the shortcut version to this that I would do if I were cooking this to order on a line, head to the website cleavercooking.com. Scroll down a little past the recipe. I've got like a meal prep section that shows you how to prep it ahead of time like you would in a restaurant. Not like those rectangular containers of like overcooked chicken and asparagus. That's not meal prep. This can be meal prep. Okay, thanks so much. Subscribe.